Welcome to a wonderful guide on how to start with Star Citizen. The first thing we're going to do is talk about starting. What happens when you choose your location. After you choose your location, in this instance I chose Area 18, you will be spawned into a hangar. The hangar is decided upon the ship that you own. So your biggest ship in your fleet will be the biggest hangar basically you have. So for me, it's a medium hangar. All right, so when you first spawn in front of you, there is your ASOP or your fleet manager that you have right here. This right here is where all your ships will be. This is how you call your ships, you claim your ships, and do other things as well. You look over to your left, this is storage access. There's two terminals, they do the same exact thing. You can actually hit F on it for the storage access or hit I while next to it, and if you're close enough, you will be able to get it. The only thing that the hangar can actually do is the freight elevator over here. This is how you move boxes in and out. Basically, when you have missions and you have other things that you want to move, the freight manager or the freight elevator within your hangar is the place to do it. Thing to note that wherever you set your home location, you cannot change it until the next major patch where they reset your home location. The other good thing is that this hangar is supposed to be persistent, meaning if you leave something on the floor or leave it on the side, it will stay there for as long as that hangar is persisted across the verse until the next major patch where everything is reset. So you can leave a chair, you can leave a cruise bottle, you can leave food on the floor, your choice for your hangar. Now, if you're not at your home location, like I'm at Area 18, that is not the case. That actually is going to be the hangars actually kind of clean themselves in a way. Sometimes they persist, sometimes they don't. I don't really know the rules for that, but I do know that your home hangar is basically the place that is persistent, and this is how you will spawn each and every time you're at your home hangar. So there you go. This is how it works. All right, so the next part of this is your home hangar. Your home hangar right here, right? You have a fleet manager. The fleet manager is where all your ships are. You'll also hear it called ASOP. So listen, fleet manager, there you go. So you can see local ships that are here. So if you notice, I have 3 ships. I have a Crusader Intrepid, which is a starter ship. I have an RSI Aurora Mark II, which is also a starter ship. And then I have a little bit of a bigger ship, which is a C1 Spirit. You notice the cargo is a little bit bigger. It is more advanced ship that you can have. So you, more than likely, if you're just starting out in the game, you're going to have an Aurora Mark II. If you're newer to the game, you could have an Intrepid. There's a little bit of an older ship, but no matter your starter ship you chose, you should be able to do most of the things within the verse that we're going to show and we're going to see within this guide. So the first thing you want to do is call your ship. So we're going to call the Aurora Mark II. I'm going to deliver it. And what that's going to do is, all right, this is your vehicle delivery request. And when I click on that vehicle delivery request, it's going to deliver it to the location that I'm at. So now, no matter where I'm at in the verse, this is going to be here. There's an insured loadout, right? So if I wanted to, and I wanted to get everything back here, I could pay the 3,437 credits to get that back. If you hit insure, what this does is it insures the loadout. So when you do need to claim this ship, because remember, your ships won't go bye-bye as long as you own the ship, all right, and you pay for the insurance, the ship will not go bye-bye. And if this does get destroyed, you will see a claim here, and it'll give you an option to do the default claim with what the ship comes with. And there's also the ability to insure that claim, which, let's say you add parts later on, get better parts, better guns, then guess what? Or you make any changes to the ship, you would want to insure the loadout and then claim your insured loadout basically when you start back and you claim the ship. That's how that works. So next thing is, how do you call your ship? Well, you just hit retrieve. And it's going to say it's in the home hangar, and I am on a alt account. I know it's not say Ubu, but I'm on an alt account so that I can show you kind of how it is for a new player. So you'll see that there's caution, and basically we are going to retrieve our ship. from the storage in area 18. It's going to close the hangar floor, and then it's going to open up. And look in there. There is my ship. How cool is that? So the hangar will raise the ship up, and then you can go out and fly and do whatever you want. But we don't want to fly it just yet because we need to prepare. We need to go prepare and determine what we need. So let's see. I know I'm going to hit F4, which will go into third person. I can hit Z. It looks like I may have went to DefenseCon in this situation, which is an event within Star Citizen. It's pretty cool event to go to. It's also called IEE, but this year we had DefenseCon. Can't really go flying in this type of gear because this is clothing. So we're going to hit F on the storage terminal, and we're going to take off the clothes and put on some armor because we're going to go do some type of mission that's going to require a little bit of combat. So what we want to do is you want to take off your clothes by just clicking and dragging. This is your main local storage. So whatever I drag over here will be put into my local storage. Your items are layered as well. So sometimes if you take off one thing, then guess what? You take off everything. Sometimes the inventory will switch because you don't have any inventory. That's okay. So right now, I've taken off all the clothes, and now we are going to look and see specifically to find some armor. So picking the actual filters, this is what this is up here, will allow you to switch between clothing. You can switch between weapons. Maybe click it again, it'll toggle it off. And when there's nothing selected, it just means that you are basically have filters cleared, but you can kind of see it can kind of get a little cumbersome depending upon how much stuff that you actually have. So we just talked about armor. So we're going to go look and see if we have armor. Oh, there's so much here. So as you get, let's say, items, or maybe you get stuff from the pledge store, or maybe you get in-game events, a lot of this stuff comes because you earned it in-game and it's attached to your account. So this is what you see here for a lot of this stuff. I either have it pledged, which meaning I bought it with real money and it's in the store, and I get it basically each time that there's a major release. They'll re-push it to my account and stuff like that. And then anything that you do loot out in the verse would show up here if you put it here, right? You got to bring it to wherever you loot it. In this situation, we want to look for inventory, and we want to look for armor specifically. So in my inventory, there is armor, and then there's a filter here. First off, if you're going to wear armor, you need an undersuit. So these are the undersuits. There are racing suits now and actual undersuits. And there is also flight suits. So I actually want to get an undersuit. So I'm going to just choose this generic, you know what, let's choose the red one. Let's go with this undersuit here. You can actually see on the undersuits, there's a little bit of differences between these. If you notice here, there's a G-force tolerant on the flight suit, okay? And on this one, it's 90%, but on this one, it's 97% for the G-force tolerance. There's also radiation type things, there's temperature ratings, there's damage reductions as well. So there are different things that you can get with the items in Star Citizen, and you can even craft stuff as well to get even better stats. So that is going to be the undersuit. We go to helmets. If I click on that, now we can go find a helmet. Let's see, I'm going to look for a heavy armor. So if we're looking through here, this is a light armor. This is a racing helmet, and you can see in the tooltip what each thing actually is. This is going to be, let's see, what is it? Is this medium? Let's see. Looking for the tooltip. Looks like it may have just said, no tooltip for that. There we go. There's the tooltip. So that's a heavy armor, right? And let's see what else we got. If I wanted to put this one on, what is this? This is medium armor. You can see the medium armor is a 30% damage reduction. So even the armor actually has different variables and different types of stats. So you want to make sure that whatever you're doing, you're suiting up to the best of your ability. And I will tell you this, armor right now with the current way it works, if you wear armor, you will not lose it as long as you're wearing the armor. We're currently what they call T1 item recovery, meaning if you do die and you respawn, then you will keep the armor that is on. It's just the contents within your armor or your backpack will be removed and dropped wherever your body is. So we're going to go and find the heavy armor, which is right here. And I know it's heavy because I played the game a while, and I know it's heavy because it says right there, type item is heavy armor reduction 40%, and the armor does look like a little bit bulkier as well. So we're going to go look for the core. So you need to get a core, and I know that is, which one is it? This one's heavy armor, so we're going to put that on. And then we're going to go and we're going to find, let's see, arms for it. All right, and just so sometimes you may find there's a few slight bugs in Star Citizen, and that's a good point and segue to talk. I did pause the video real quick just to see, and that's what it was. I just needed to open the inventory and reopen it because I wasn't able to see my inventory just now. Now we can clearly see the inventory, and I believe it was because this has storage, and so it tried to switch over to the right-hand side. But just know there are bugs in Star Citizen, and it's something, if you go to play, you will learn about. But guess what? The game is amazing. The game is fun. And that's why I continue to play it, because I love Star Citizen. So we're continue picking out heavy armor. There we go. So all this is heavy armor. Now, to top it off, we need a backpack. So this is how backpacks work. So the actual chest piece will tell you, right? Backpacks right there, it says all. If I go and I search for other core parts, you'll see that my inventory kind of bugged out a little bit. So if I go back in, there it is again. So if you notice under, let's see, that one doesn't show it. That one does. It says backpacks light. And I know this is a medium armor, so this should be a medium backpack. I'm not sure why the tooltip doesn't have it. The backpack compatibility here is light and medium for this one. And then for this one, it's just a light. And then for this one, it's a light as well. But that matters because you can only put the bigger backpacks on the heavier armor, and it's just a little slower in general. So if I look here, this one has a higher carrying capacity than the other one. So I'm going to select that. Right, so then from there, you're going to move on to weapons. And so I'm going to unselect that, select on weapons. You have different types of weapons. There's primary, sidearms, special, melee, attachments, and throwables. Right now, just worry about primary. Pick a good weapon. A great weapon to start is a P4 AR. Those are really good. There's also parallax rifles that are really good. There's a couple different rifles. I love the parallax, so I'm going to use a parallax right now. Parallax is like an energy weapon, and then I'll choose the P4 AR and just show you a little bit of it. So weapon-wise, they also have sidearms. Well, I like to have a med gun pistol. So let's see if I actually have that on a sidearm. I do. Here's one right here. So this is what's called a medical device. There are basically hospitals in the game where you can buy this from the pharmacy, and you can also loot these as well. So I'm going to click on that right there, and then let's see. Next up, so right now, if we do our check, we have our primary gun, 2 of them actually, because you can only hold 2. And then you also have the med gun, which is considered in the pistol slot. If you didn't want to use a med gun, there are med pins that you can use. And then what's next? Well, next is what we call the utilities, which are multi-purpose multi-tools, right? So one multi-tool, you can have different colors, but they're all about the same. So this one is just a yellow one, and I also have a blue one, right? You can buy these if you're at Area 18 in Cubby Blast. Go venture out, find it, explore. Just remember, don't spend all your money because you do have a limited amount of money. But I'm going to double click this. And where does that go? Well, that goes into your gadgets. And right now, the gadget is empty. I can, if I want to put a tractor beam, I can stick the tractor beam right there. So your multi-tool is just the base. and then you supply after the multi-tool what's going to be put in it. So I'm also going to equip, because you can equip 2 multi-tools, and I'm going to put the salvaging tool there. So salvaging allows you to repair things like ship components and smaller parts, because there is a bigger salvaging tool, which we won't go into that right now, but the smaller ones can repair minor things. And the tractor beam allows you to move things. Never leave anywheres without the tractor beam. So right now, if I were to go out and die in the game, current patch 4.8.1, I would respawn in a medical center with everything that you see here. I would not lose anything. So that is one thing to know as a new player that you're gonna want to know about. All right. Next thing is going to be ammo. We don't have ammo. Gonna need ammo. The only thing we do have is this canister for the salvaging tool. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna exit out, right? And we're gonna look at how the character is to kind of show you in third person, right? So we have a fully decked armor. You can see that we have the AR right there. We have, oh, look at there. It actually gave me a bigger tractor beam instead of the parallax gun. What is happening with that? Unless I must have selected the wrong one. So let's go back and get it. Let me open that back up. All right, there it is right there. We're going to click and drag, move that back. And we're going to, there we go. There's the parallax. So if I have the parallax right now, this is what this looks like. It's a energy weapon, right? And if you hold it down long enough, it arcs, right? And it can overheat. So if I just hold it down, it overheats. And so if you're in the middle of combat, oh man, that's rough. You can see the ammo going down. And now here we go. Here's the P4 AR, and look at this. A lot of people like the P4 AR. Well, there we go. And that concludes, basically, for right now, this section of what to do when you first log into the system. You log into Star Citizen. And next, we're going to go to Cubby Blast. All right, here we go. We're going to go to Cubby Blast now. So I'm going to come here. This is how you get in and out of your elevator. So the bigger the elevator, they'll have more elevators. The smaller the elevators, this is what it look like. Elevators are how you get to and from the actual spaceports. If you're at Area 18, then you can follow along here. If you're not at Area 18, then just try to find the sign. That's what I would say for you. So you can hold down F and left click to call it. And then when you go into the elevator, there you go. I see my medium hangar right there. And then if I hold F, and then I will be able to left click on Riker Memorial Spaceport. The elevator is going to carry me. All right. And now thing to note, in Star Citizen, when you move on an elevator, you are moving literally in the elevator. So your whole physical body is moving in that elevator. All right, so this is basically, all this is grab and go. I'm gonna hit F1. You can see I have 25,000 credits, okay? So I can actually go buy some of this if I wanted to, and hold down F to do a quick buy. This vendor also has some stuff. There is a Kelto vendor right here. We can see what kind of stuff they have. They have salvaging canisters. This is what we equipped earlier. You can look, and there's drop down for different things, and you find what you need, explore, and look, there's fuses if you need to buy fuses. There's attachments, which is also where the ammo goes. There's drinks if you need drinks. There's even food. If you want to get a Buster's chocolate bar or a citrus beef burrito, go get it. All right. So now, just to kind of orient ourselves, we have hangars there. You run out the hangars and go towards the transit platform. It's right there. Here's something to note. If you're running and you use shift, you go faster. That's kind of a thing in games, right? So, however, if I don't hit shift, I'm really slow. If you scroll your mouse wheel up, and a lot of new players don't know this, guess what? You can go a little bit faster. Not that much. You still got to hit shift. All right. FYI, if you do bad things, you get a crime stat. You got to come here. If it's a non-harmful type crime stat, you can come in here and pay it off. There's pay all fines. I don't have anything, so I'm good to go. I don't have any fines. Just FYI. Told you, don't recommend getting a crime stat. Crime stats like shooting other players. There is a little eyeball up here, right? That tells you that you're in an armistice zone. If I also try to pull out my weapon right now, I can't pull out my weapon because I am in an armistice zone. So these are things that you need to know because you may get a crime stat and you clearly see it's at the bottom of your screen. And like, let's say you hit another ship with your ship or something like that. That means that you can go get that paid off. Go to the kiosk like I just showed you. You can pay that off. All of the main areas have these. Also, the main stations above those areas have them as well. So I'm at Area 18. So there's Bajini, which is the actual space station that is above that. You know, there's also Microtech, which is we can talk about starter planets right now. So if you're watching this, you're like, where should I start? I recommend Area 18. Why? Because Area 18 is probably the easiest to get around. It may not be the, I guess, best visuals to represent Star Citizen, unless you like cyberpunk. Area 18 is kind of a neon lights kind of city kind of vibe. So if that's something you like, you go for it. If you like Microtech is basically like a cold, beautiful planet, and it's really cold, but there's some green there as well with trees, and it looks really good. And it's kind of got this like futuristic tech world vibe if you go in and that's what you choose. And Port Tressler is above that. That's the station for it. Hurston is another place you can start. Hurston is, well, let's just say a dirty city. Listen, I'm so sorry. It's an industrial city, but I do not like it. I like Hurston because if you take off your helmet, you can actually cough because the atmosphere is so bad. And then Everest Harbor is above it. That's the station for it. And then if you want to do Crusader is actually really good. That's where I like to put my home, is Crusader. It's really beautiful. It's basically, it is a gas planet with floating I guess platforms, and those floating platforms, there is just some cherry blossom trees, all kind of cool stuff, and it really looks really good. So all right, so we came out of the tram and now we're going to go and see. All right, so if I go that way, we are going back to the spaceport. There is a map if you get lost. Good luck trying to figure out the map. Now you really could see the map if you really wanted to. And note that as events happen, there will be things that change around the event. So if you notice, they're talking about DefenseCon right now, right? And DefenseCon right now, if we look way up there, there's the Odin, which is a new battle cruiser ship that they're coming out with. That's currently in concept. It's huge. It is huge. But this is Area 18, everybody. Look at this. This is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful view. So, and I like Area 18 because it's so easy to get around. So you're coming out of the tram area right here. And then if you walk straight, you'll see the big ArcCorp ball. You look to your right, it's the TDD, which is the Trade Development Division. You look to your left, you'll actually see the Empire, which is where all the medical stuff is. We can actually go in there, and I'll show you real quick. So if you do die, your spawn is currently set at the Empire, right? So if you look to the right here, this is the pharmacy. This is what I was saying. You can come here, and if you need to buy like a med pin, the way it works is your destination that you choose is here. Since I have full set of armor, I can go to my legs, go to my core, my backpack, or just Area 18 to go to general inventory. So let's say backpack, because I'm going to carry it with me. I want to get, let's see, I'm going to click on the med pins. This gives you health in the game. I'm going to choose 6 med pins. Okay, that's 1,000. So that's deducting from my amount of money. We got to be careful because we don't want to spend too much. And then there is a paramedical device that you can get as well. You'd want to buy one of those if you don't have one, right? And it's 1,200, but they're worth every penny of it. If you need a lot of healing, there is a med pin, basically refill for that. And the last but not least is going to be insurance. Look for insurance. Usually it's called Olympus. That guy maybe didn't have insurance. We don't know. Well, it's all good. So if you click on regeneration, this is the way it works. Since you're spawning at Area 18, this is where your spawn is set. This is your default spawn. When you go to another location, you will be able to see and select it right here. There'll be a button right here where my cursor is. You click that to reset your spawn, and you'll switch. Your current regen location will be the new location, and then your primary residence will be here. You can always reset to the primary residence, but if you do die, you'll go back. And remember, if you do die in the game, you will lose anything on within your inventory. So I just bought some med pins. I want to make sure I click the med pins to put them on so I don't lose them. So if I did die at this point, right? Now I am in an armistice zone. If you're in an armistice zone by a major city or a station and you die, you will keep the items in your inventory. But if you're outside of that, this goes bye-bye and just gets dropped to the floor. All right, so now we just bought med pins. We bought a med gun. This is the map if you do want to look at it, but I'm going to help you. If you just swing by the Empire, go right, you'll see retail bridges, go under that, and then you'll see retail plaza. There we go. We want to go here. I encourage you to explore. Look at all this beautiful, cool things. Just saying. All right. We are going to get over here. All right. So this is if you happen to not choose your home location as Area 18 and you did log out in Area 18, this is the Habs and you would have to come down here, and then this is where you'd be facing. So just FYI, that's where you spawn if you don't have your home set here. And this is Cubby Blast. This is where you can get guns and ammo. It really is a huge and nice selection since 2932, everybody. Way it works is the same way we did earlier. You'll see you can actually go up and pull the gun off if you want to buy it. You can see what they look like. I encourage you to try the different weapons. You can also loot weapons as well. Please know that if you buy this and stick this in your bag and you die outside of the armistice zone, you will lose it and it will be dropped on your character. You'll have to go back and retrieve it. Here's the multi-tools, right? There is a mining attachment if you want to do hand mining. There's a tractor beam that we already talked about, and there's the actual multi-tool right there. And then here's some Cruise Luxes. I recommend buying some Cruise Luxes. It's a drink. It's like a electrolyte drink that gives you everything that you need for the verse. So that's my first purchase, is going to be Cruise Luxes. I'm going to do backpack. I'm going to go buy 3 of them. All right. Now, what guns do I have on me? If I hit I and I look at this, then I can see the guns. And it's going to be, right? If you choose weapons, this is a P4 AR. Then this is a Parallax. So I just go here. The easiest way is just to type in Parallax. I'm going to buy a few. Got to be mindful of my money. I'll just get 6. And then we'll do P4. We'll do this, and I'll get maybe a little more there. All right. Oh, I went to Area 18, so that means I have to go get it. So if I go outside, there's a kiosk right here. And there you go. We just click on the ammo. If I double click, it adds it to my character. And then I can double click and just do separate types of ammo. If you shift left click, it'll bring it over to my inventory. And then that is how you stock up. That's what you do. That is the start to a beautiful start into Star Citizen. Thanks for watching. We will be back with actually doing a lot of cool stuff. So I'm really excited. And by the way, that's a player right there. But we will be doing some ship missions. Next time you see this, we will continue on the ship and we will be there. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope this helps you some way. I'm Yubu. Thanks a lot. Until next time.
To the pad, boots on the steel. My ship got a grin and it knows the deal. Ramp down slow like a red carpet flex. Cargo in the back and I'm ready for next. Finger on the latch, hear the whole deck talk. One step on board and the whole crew gawks. Tiny little ladder than a big bag glide. I don't need a throne, I just need that ride. Open that gate, let the landing gear kiss. I like my entrance with a metal hiss.
Back it up,
Make it low,
hit that switch,
let it go.
step by step.
No rush now, here comes the groove, watch me show how.
I like big ramps,
And I cannot lie, when the deck folds down, I'm way too high.
I like big ramps.
That carry me high, say drop it now, and I'm gone inside.